Coming up on OU Nightly, voters may get a chance to solve Oklahoma's education crisis. Oklahoma's high school graduation rate continues to drop, and today is the day that Marty McFly traveled into the future. This is OU Nightly. This morning, OU President David Boren led a bipartisan charge into the state capitol.
The group's goal, to gather 123,000 signatures on petition that would allow Oklahomans to vote on a sales tax specifically for education. I was at the state capitol this morning when President Boren made his pitch.
We will keep faith with Oklahoma's children, and we will prepare for Oklahoma's future. And we say to everyone who will listen to us, let the people vote.
President Boren laid it all out in no uncertain terms. Oklahoma education systems need help, the kind of help that requires a large and immediate infusion of cash. The cash will come in the form of a statewide 1-cent sales tax paid from the pockets of all Oklahomans. The group says the tax will raise about $615 million and will be divided among public schools, higher education, and other education programs.
This is not for me. And most of this money doesn't even go to higher education. It goes to common education.
Teachers in the crowd showed their support for the measure, which proposes a salary increase of $5,000, and large portions of public education's nearly 70% cut will go directly to benefit kids in the classroom. And that, says Boren, is why he's confident Oklahoma voters will rise up and support the initiative.
So I put it this way, are our kids worth a penny? Is our economic future worth a penny?
Those supporting the tax increase represent a broad cross-section of education, political, and business leaders and organizations. The group knows it will be a long battle to first collect the signatures and then win the vote in November 2016. Their ace in the hole, 100% of the tax revenue will go to education programs. The tax money cannot be used for administrative expenses.
The 1-cent sales tax will annually raise about $615 million. Of that, $424 million is designated for grades K through 12. Higher education's share of the pie would amount to $210 million. Early education programs would receive $50 million, and $20 million will be directed to workforce readiness programs.
Fewer Oklahoma high school students are finishing high school. The U.S. Department of Education reports Oklahoma is one of 5 states with declining graduation rates. Last year, nearly 83% received a diploma. OU President David Boren is a longtime advocate for public education. He weighed in saying, "It's a reflection of our status of being 49th in the amount we are investing in per pupil spending. It is a reflection of the crisis in our public schools. The recent drop in rates comes as Oklahoma battles a teacher shortage."
And higher education was the topic of a community forum last night in Oklahoma City. OU Nightly's Stephen Kabler looks at how the impending budget deficit could affect OU.
I would like to ask Speaker Hickman, are we looking at hard times here?
Many complain that the state of higher education in Oklahoma has been on a downward spiral, with tuition spikes and budget cuts becoming almost routine. However, Republican House Speaker Jeff Hickman disagrees.
Education has been really, for the most part, spared on this. Higher education, for example, has only been cut 5% over that same time period since 2009, since we've been in a recession, compared to a lot of agencies that have been cut 25, 30, 40% of their budget is gone. And so we've been able to spare education because it's a priority.
The Republicans don't think education has fallen on the worst of times. On the opposite side, Democrats and Minority Leader Scott Inman think there are more problems than solutions.
I mean, you look at higher education in the last 5 or 6 years has not received one new dollar from public funding, and the fact that most of our institutions have received budget cuts, 4 to 5% budget cuts over the last several years. What that means is you've got higher ed institutions looking to either cut programs and cut services to their students or increase tuition.
The representatives know education is important for the future of the state, and both are willing to work to improve it. But it's going to take more than just the two of them to bring about change. Stephen Kabler, OU Nightly.
Both men have new ideas for Oklahoma's issues that they will try to push through when Congress meets for its next session.
Aimee, walking over here today, you know, it's a great day. It's kind of feeling like fall, but not too much.
Not too hot, not too cold. Braden, what is it looking like outside right now?
Well, any pleasant conditions right now, but tomorrow's storms are currently making their way into the state, pushing into the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles right now. These storms will continue to push off into the east, affecting us around 3 and 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'll have more on that in Maine weather. Tonight, pleasant conditions, 71 by 7 p.m., cooling down to 67 by midnight, increasing clouds throughout the evening. Light southerly winds will keep conditions pleasant before our storms tomorrow. But coming up next, I'll tell you about a weekend cool down. Also, tomorrow and into Friday, will we have a thunderstorm washout, and I'll have your 7-day and game day forecast. But for now, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Braden. Norman roads could soon receive a facelift. A proposed $25 million bond would ensure that public roads within city limits will be paved. Bicycle safety features and drainage improvements are part of the package. Norman residents will likely have a chance to vote on the bond issue March 1st.
After months of speculation, one potential presidential candidate finally spoke out today. OU Nightly's Leslie Adelman joins us now in the News Center. Leslie, what does the presidential race look like now?
Aimee, today Vice President Joe Biden ended months of intense speculation about his political future, announcing that he will not run for president in 2016. With his wife Jill and President Obama at his side in the White House Rose Garden, Biden said the window for a successful campaign has closed. Biden also said he and his family are still grieving the death of his son, Beau Biden, from brain cancer in May. And yesterday, Wisconsin Representative Paul Ryan announced that he will accept the House Speaker's job only if House Republicans unite behind him and is allowed time with his family. The House's current Speaker John Boehner said a vote will occur on October 28. And Syrian President Bashar al-Assad visited Moscow in his first known trip abroad since war broke out in Syria in 2011, meeting with his strongest ally, Russian leader Vladimir Putin. The two leaders centered on coordinating military action against terrorist groups in Syria, using the Syrian's government term for opposing rebel groups. And in London, Chinese President Xi Jinping met with Queen Elizabeth and Prime Minister David Cameron during his first 4-day visit. Jinping plans to focus on business deals and stronger trade between the two countries and to sign an agreement for a new British nuclear power plant. That's what's happening around the world. Now back to you at the OU Nightly News Desk.
Thanks, Leslie. Now, GOP presidential hopeful Ben Carson made a pit stop in Edmond this afternoon. Carson has been near the top of the national polls in recent weeks, just behind Donald Trump. The Republican candidate was in town for a book signing. And still ahead on OU Nightly, we have everything tech coming up.
That includes an in-depth look at all of the Back to the Future predictions.
Great start. If my calculations are correct, it is now precisely October 21st, 2015. The future has finally arrived.
Welcome back to OU Nightly, October 21st, 2015. I'm Eric Payne here with Tech Talk. It's been almost 26 years since Back to the Future 2 debuted in theaters, and while some technologies still shown in the films are still not quite in reach, like flying cars, some tech was hit spot on. Smart glasses made their appearance in Back to the Future, and those are already being sold by companies like Apple. Virtual reality goggles are also being experimented by Facebook and Microsoft, but have yet to really take off. Video chat is now widely available, although unlike in the movie where you needed a TV screen, most of us regularly make calls from the palm of our hand. However, in the aspect of home entertainment, Back to the Future was right on the money with predictions of 3D movies. Power laces. All right, Marty McFly shouted in Back to the Future 2. McFly was referring to his pair of gray Nike high tops known as Nike Mags. The first living pair of the self-laced shoes were sent by Nike to Michael J. Fox today, who played Marty in the films. To mark the date, McFly travels in the future to save his children. Nike announced that additional pairs will be created to support the Michael J. Fox Foundation benefiting Parkinson's research. The Nike mags should be available in stores spring 2016. Pepsi even released a special soda bottle to celebrate today. Just 6,500 bottles were made, with each going for $20.15. That's 2015 for emphasis. Many fans took to social media to express their anger. They say the company blew their once-in-a-lifetime opportunity by not selling more. And today on Tech Talk, researchers are finding ways to connect media and mathematics to support communities after natural disasters. OU Nightly's Hunter McKee shows us how this research can help us in the future.
When unexpected storms strike, it can cause chaos in a city and create devastation, but sometimes it takes weeks or even months to clean up the damage. Dr. Cash Barker might have a solution to this problem.
We're using analytics of available data to help us understand what those networks look like before and after a disruptive event.
Barker says this research creates independent network resilience and combines a mathematical equation with social media to communicate effectively with responders.
For example, what are people saying on Twitter that would help us understand what's going on in the physical infrastructures, trying to build that connection.
Barker says that social media now is more important than it ever has been before. What we post or tweet during a disaster can bridge communities.
So we're trying to address this problem. It's a large-scale problem to be thinking about in the first place, and we're trying to address it from different perspectives.
The plan is to find weaknesses in these post-storm systems and suggest other factors to get crews to their jobs quickly.
Do we need to dispatch a crew here first or here first based on different priorities?
When this research will be heard and put into effect is uncertain, but there's no doubt we need to get prepared for these natural disasters. Hunter McKee, OU Nightly.
Now, it's always interesting to see how these different types of technology are going to be able to help first responders in the future.
Definitely. It's crazy how far things are coming nowadays, and that's especially valuable here in Oklahoma.
Because this is something that you would have never expected 20, 30 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. Totally. Well, thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you. And still ahead on OU Nightly, we'll tell you what the Sooners are doing to take on those Texas Tech Red Raiders.
And we'll have Braden with his full weather forecast. Right, Braden?
Yep, right now pleasant conditions outside, 80 here in Norman, but with tomorrow's storms impacting the state right now, when it rains it pours. I'll tell you that and more next on OU Nightly. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Pleasant conditions today, live shot of the OU campus, mums in full bloom for homecoming week. But this time tomorrow, expect these skies to change. As looking at our weather headlines right now, we'll have rain tomorrow and into the weekend with cooler temperatures ahead for your 7-day forecast. But looking ahead currently at storms in the Oklahoma Panhandle and Texas Panhandle right now, they're impacting the Amarillo area right now. By midnight, they'll be in far northwestern Oklahoma. A flash flood watch is already in effect, or will take effect 1 a.m. tonight. These storms will move off to the east as we go further into Thursday. Still impacting us on Friday, really moving to the Oklahoma City metro area come Friday morning, or comes Thursday afternoon, sticking around for Friday morning and continuing on Friday night. Our storm totals, so for the entire event, look to be pretty high, 3 to 5 inches in this red and yellow shaded region here. Really expect this area in southwestern Oklahoma and up to Oklahoma City to fill in without an inch to 2. The models aren't doing a great job of picking that up, and a little bit too much here in the North Texas area, but still maybe a little bit of a drought buster rain this weekend. So make sure to take an umbrella if you're heading out to the games, and to have some rain protection. Lows tonight across the state, 60s across the board. Cool, nice temperatures, 63 in Woodward, 64 in Oklahoma City. And as you head out the door in the morning, 7 a.m., 62 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Clouds will really build in, 74 by noon, not really going very far in terms of temperature tomorrow, 74 by 4 o'clock. Thunderstorms moving into the area, southeast winds at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Highs across the state, coolest in the west, where we'll have the most rain activity, 64 in Woodward, 65 in Elk City, and really warming up as we get to the eastern part of the state, 78 in McAllister and 79 in Muskogee. In our 7-day forecast, it's finally, again, still like fall, 77 on Friday, 71 on Saturday, as these rain chances really stick with us on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even into Sunday as well. Cooling down a little bit come Sunday and Monday, and with highs in the upper 60s, so game day may just be a little wet, guys.
Hey, you know what? I'm looking forward to that rain, I have to say. Thanks, Braden.
Thanks. Well, still ahead, we'll have sports. Haley Huey, what's going on this week?
Well, we have some interesting sound from linebacker Eric Stryker, and no, it's not a rant about the SEC. And Hollywood gets it wrong again, or did they? We won't know till tonight if Back to the Future was right. Sports is straight ahead. Welcome back. This is OU Nightly Sports. I'm Haley Huey. The Sooners shut out Kansas State last Saturday, but this weekend they're taking on Texas Tech, whose offense might be tough for OU. The Red Raiders are currently ranked #2 overall in passing yards. While the defensive line and secondary had a good game last Saturday, they must keep improving and not be caught off guard by Tech's quarterback and pass game.
You know, a lot of good talent, really, when you look at their offense. A great receiver, really good running back, and a great quarterback, and then their ability to really stretch the field vertically and horizontally, create a lot of stress on your defense.
Kansas City is looking to advance to the World Series today against the Blue Jays. So far, it's not looking so good. The Blue Jays are up 1-0 in the 5th inning.
Cubs win World Series.
Maybe the writer from Back to the Future is psychic because he predicted the Cubs would win the World Series in 2015. What kind of psychic, since they are currently down 3-0 against the Mets. But if the Cubs were to win 4 in a row, they would be the second team ever after the Red Sox in 2004. And that's because the Mets continue to ride the hot bat off Daniel Murphy, who set an MLB record with his 5th straight postseason game with a home run. And we're going to end the show with senior linebacker Eric Stryker explaining why he's had a good week this week, and it's probably not for the reason you would assume. Check it out.
I probably write the best paper of my life this week.
What's it about?
FDR, comparing 2 presidents, FDR, Herbert Hoover. So who here can tell me why they think FDR was a better leader than Herbert Hoover? Just why? Just give me something. What makes him a good leader?
He was
right?
bold.
Bold. That's a good word, Jason. He's bold. But I think it's more of the way he did it that was so much beautiful. You want a leader to go out on a limb for you, right? You don't want a leader. I don't want a leader who kind of follow the rules all the time and just do it this way. Kind of got to go through Congress. FDR, heck with that. Why many go through Congress for? Congress ain't doing nothing. People need it now. He responded to the people swiftly. The clock tower was a result from the WPA, the Works Progress Administration. Got some men to build that. So that's what that came from. So I'm enjoying writing this paper. I love FDR. He is my favorite president. That's why I'm enjoying this week.
You're enjoying this week because you get to write a paper?
Right, a paper that I love. Probably write the best paper of my life.
What's this for?
American presidency.
Stryker always has something interesting to say. I love it.
Yeah, I wish I could love writing a paper that much.
I know,
exactly.
Seriously. I wish.
Well, thanks, Haley. Still ahead on OU Nightly.
We're going to have a quick look at Apple's newest update after the break. I'm Delaney Phillips at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner is requiring property and casualty insurers to notify their policyholders whether their plan includes earthquake coverage. And Chesapeake Energy Corporation is receiving some heat as well as a $2.1 million fine for underreporting their natural gas production on Indian land in Oklahoma. This is not the first time Chesapeake has failed to report accurate amounts. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Delaney. Now, iPhone users, there's another update. iOS 9 has, the usual updates, the normal bug fixes, camera enhancements, and everything, but there's something new. In fact, there's over 150 new things, really. Check out these cool new emojis. There's the comet and the robot face. There's all kinds of faces now, and there's the thinking one. They have this one, which, my least favorite, personally, the horn symbol there. Are you guys a big fan of emojis? I know I am, so I'm loving the update.
I love the 100 sign. It's kind of gets the point across.
And they have a ton of those new weather ones. There's rain, cloud, sunshine. Braden, are you using any of those emojis?
Am I? Of course I am. And the favorite emoji of the weekend is going to be your thunderstorm emoji. A few showers by kickoff, 67 degrees, 69, mostly cloudy skies, but rain and thunderstorms are a threat this weekend. So make sure to have your umbrella for the tailgate, put it up before kickoff, before you enter the stadium, and have your poncho ready.
Well,
Sounds
thank
good.
you. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. We'll see you tomorrow.